Mathieu, not far from Milan-Sanremo now. Do you often think about last year's victory? Do you relive it?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think Sanremo is one of the nicest races to win, of course. It's a super difficult one as well, but it's such a special one coming down Poggio and then on the Via Roma, so it's quite unique, yeah.
And what about this year? You've started very late, okay, very much like 2022. What was the reason for that? Was it you wanted to focus on cross, or you just wanted a different road season? What was the main reason?
No, I think especially the calendar makes it really difficult if you want to do world cyclocross, and then also this year I want to go to Liège as well, so that's quite a long period, and nowadays it's just really difficult without a proper preparation to go to a race somewhere. So yeah, you need the time to prepare yourself well.
And talking about that preparation, ahead of Milan-Sanremo, it's the longest race in the world, but you've got no racing. You've been on the podium with the same preparation. How have you tried to bridge that gap? What sort of specific training have you been doing in relation to endurance for Milan-Sanremo?
Yeah, especially really hard ones, where I really dug really deep and killed myself a bit on Spanish roads. But I also did a lot of hours, so a bit of a combination. We try to make it more tough than we did in the past, maybe, because now we knew, of course, that Sanremo was my first race, and we really tried to be in a decent shape immediately.
And describe what it's like for you riding Milan-Sanremo, because it is a race of two halves, okay, or maybe a third, a quarter at the end. Describe what it's like from the inside when when the tension starts to build after so long on the bike.
Yeah, the first tension is Turquino, of course, for the downhill, but then from actually when you hit the coast, it's always so fast until the finish line. It's just chaos and really fast downhill, and then positioning is always super difficult as well. The roads are quite twisty and also narrow sometimes, so it's just a difficult race in the end.
And do you like it's such a nuanced race, isn't it? Milan-Sanremo is like nothing else. It's like a long book. You have to be patient with it. Whereas Roubaix, Flanders are explosive. Do you like the different feel, the uniqueness of Milan-Sanremo, where you have to be patient?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Maybe I prefer a bit of a longer race in the end, but for sure it's what makes it unique as well. And it's not that it's a super long day on the bike neither. It never really feels like that, so it goes by quite quickly actually, and then in the end it's just super hectic until the finish line.
And what about the importance of teammates in the final? We know that teams burn through teammates very, very quickly. So how important is it to have the strong guys around you for as long as possible?
Yeah, I think it's also, you have to be able to burn some guys as well going into CIPRESSA maybe, because it's also not realistic to go over CIPRESSA with the whole team these last years. So you really need to make a good decision, and also dare to burn a few guys maybe already before CIPRESSA, just for the positioning.
And what is your... Okay, we've looked at Bettiol winning long in Milano-Torino. Everybody's talked about what Tadej did, 81 kilometers to go. Are you going to tell us your tactic?
There's not a difficult tactic. I think it's just trying to be in a really good position on Poggio, and then just seeing what happens there. I think it's really difficult to make a tactic as well. Like last year, I also didn't plan the attack. It's just you have to hope for good legs, and that's the most important thing.
And do you think it's possible to open up Milan-Sanremo, the modern Milan-Sanremo, earlier? Do you think the CIPRESSA, it's possible for somebody to go long in this modern era?
Yeah, it's really difficult. Of course, we already saw in the past that they'll make it a really hard race as well on CIPRESSA already, but to go there alone would surprise me, but you never know.
And my final question in English, what's the decision on the white or the black shorts? Are you more white or more black at the moment? What's the thinking?
More white at the moment, but
more white at the moment.
It can change. I don't actually know. I'll decide Saturday morning.